Hey there, Henry and Charlie here, welcoming you back to Xbox On with a fresh delivery of piping hot deals straight from the Xbox Store. But before we do, another thing that might tempt you this week may well be the brand new Pulse Red Xbox wireless controller. With all the next-gen features and design, this spicy edition would make a fine addition to anyone's gaming setup, regardless of which Xbox generation you've got. So if you're looking for a Valentine's gift for your favourite player too, or just fancy treating yourself, it could be just the thing.
Back to the games though, and it's a big week for deals with gold, which is very good news for Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass Ultimate members. So let's start with some great news for fans of Disney characters, improbably large swords, and even more improbable haircuts, to be honest. Yes, I am of course talking about a big old Kingdom Hearts sale. You can grab the third game for 70% off and follow the latest adventures of Sora, Donald, and Goofy as they bounce between Disney classics from Toy Story to Pirates of the Caribbean and, of course, Frozen. If you want to catch up on the story so far, there is 75% off Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, as well as the HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Wow, they are really not afraid of a long title, these games, are they? And a quick heads up that these games are all included on Game Pass, so if you made your way through all of those already and want to extend out the story, there's also 33% off Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, which picks up during the climax of that game and spins a whole new tale. Or for a slight change of pace, how about Melody of Memory, which takes these characters and drops them into a rhythm action game featuring over 100 of those beloved Disney tunes.
Our next deal with gold sits right at the opposite end of the spectrum from the interdimensional house of Mouse on a throne made out of ripped out spines or something like that. It's Mortal Kombat 11 with 60% off. This fighting series is obviously famous, or should that be infamous, for its fatalities. But 11 has much more to offer. A roster of 25 characters, all perfectly balanced against one another. An incredibly robust combat system that'll keep your thumbs happy whether you're a newcomer or a hardened fighting game veteran. And yes, a lot of inventively gory finishing moves. If that's not quite enough disemboweling for you, make sure to check out the enormous Aftermath expansion for 50% off, adding a new campaign and 3 fighters, including the metal lad himself, RoboCop. And if you fancy setting up your own 80s movie expanded universe, John Rambo is one of the 3 fighters included in Kombat Pack 2, also 40% off with deals with gold this week. Time to find out who'll draw first blood.
For our final deals of gold pick this week, while I can't do a Henry and promise Rambo will be joining you on the Reliable, we're off to the Halcyon system with 60% off The Outer Worlds, Obsidian's acclaimed space opera RPG. You play the Stranger, like that's actually literally your character's name, waking up from a decades-long cryo nap. And once you've rubbed the sleep from your eyes, found yourself faced with a system of planets ruled by megacorporations, and would you believe it, you figure out they're all up to no good. What happens next though is entirely up to you, as you decide who to side with and who exactly your character is. Hero, maniac, or moron. It's classic Obsidian. In other words, think Fallout New Vegas, but in space! Oh, and by the way, I recently legit finished everything in the Outer Worlds, and truly you have to try it for yourself, as long as you choose Parvati as your companion though.
Next up, we've got a deluge of deals from our old friends at Electronic Arts Incorporated. If you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, you'll be able to play these games as part of your subscription thanks to the addition of EA Play. Told you it was a good week for Game Passes. And what would any EA sale be without a nice big discount on The Sims? In this case, 75% off The Sims 4. That's all the tiny lives you could ever want to meddle in for just a quarter of the price. And if you've been playing the base game through Game Pass, this is the perfect chance to accessorize with some amazing expansions. Get a fluffy friend for half price with the Cats and Dogs plus My First Pet stuff bundle, or check in on the very latest packs with 50% off Eco Lifestyle and Snowy Escape. And then of course there's the Journey to Batuu game pack, blasting your Sims off to a certain galaxy far away.
And while we're hanging about that galaxy, why not strike up the old lightsaber with 50% off Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? This blockbuster has absolutely everything you could want from a Star Wars action game. A load of force powers to play with, a chirpy droid companion, a starship to hop from planet to planet in with a weird looking alien pilot, shadowy Sith baddies, and of course plenty of stormtroopers to try out your abilities on. As part of your purchase, you'll get the free post-launch updates, including a new Game Plus mode and combat challenges to really sharpen up those saber skills. And if you're lucky enough to have a next-gen console, Fallen Order has just been Xbox Series S and X optimized, bumping up the frame rate and resolution for a game that looks truly worthy of your big screen no matter what battlefield you're on.
And if you prefer keeping it a galaxy much closer to home, you can get 65% off Battlefield 5. This epic World War II shooter comes packing a campaign of war stories which transports you everywhere from Norway to Senegal to tell fresh stories from corners of the conflict that often get forgotten. There's also the cooperative combined arms mode, perfect for bonding your squad together into a single efficient unit. And of course, the enormous competitive team-based multiplayer, which has only gotten bigger since launch, with 6 chapters worth of free updates taking us to all new fronts.
And finally, let's close out this video with something completely different. Stickbold, a very silly 70s themed dodgeball game that's half price this week. There's a single player campaign where you'll take down honey-loving hippies, a literal white whale, and of course, Satan himself, naturally. But as you could probably imagine, this is the kind of game which really comes to life with a friend or 3 on the sofa next to you, whether it's teaming up in co-op or going head-to-head in a few matches of frantic ball battling.
So if you're more in the mood for a franchise-spanning adventure, a fatal fistfight, or anything in between, this week's deals have got you covered. Let us know what you're picking up this week down in the comments, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time. Bye!